G'day, Steve Morgan here, Fishing Monthly Magazines and ABT, and we are in Gladstone for the first ever time for an ABT event. We ran the Squidgy Qualifier of the Costa BREAM Series here this weekend, and we did it all on the ABT Tournament Series app, which is a first for us. And some interesting stats, of course, 235 pikeys, 121 yellowfin caught this weekend, which means that it was about 2 pikeys for every yellowfin. Interestingly, when they have the Boyne Tandem hook up here, it's the other way around. They catch more yellowfins than pikeys. And Tristan, I think you caught mainly pikeys this weekend. Tristan won the event. Why do you think ABT anglers catch more pikeys than yellowfins when it's normally the other way around?
My only guess would probably be where we're fishing, and the pikeys are probably a little bit more aggressive. So when you're lure fishing, you're more likely to catch those.
Mate, you've gone down in history now, probably also for winning the 2019 ABT BREAM Angler of the Year, but also the first angler to win a BREAM event run totally on the app as a qualifier. Must feel pretty good.
Yeah, winning any event is awesome. Yeah, and it's just a great feeling to come to somewhere new you've never been before and try and work it out, and it all kind of goes well.
Well, let's step through that process. How much preparation for this event? Like, it's a pretty big arena there, and it's a reasonably complicated arena with a lot of shallow rock in it.
Yep.
Did you just shut your eyes and go, or did you do some research?
The only research I really did was have a look at Google Earth. I always do that before a tournament, look at where there might be rocky banks, some shallow flats, up the rivers, that kind of thing. And then went for a good pre-fish, and we just tried a bit of everything. I went with Stewie Walker, actually. He's a really good guy to pre-fish with because you got 2 pretty good anglers in the boat. And we went right up the river, up the Narrows, went right out into the bay and around the islands, and we tried a bit of everything and kind of found a little bit of a pattern. That was, you needed current, you needed clear water, and anywhere where there's some big rocky points.
Yep, and there was probably 20 or 30 of those rocky points around, and I reckon they got a solid hammer in this weekend, didn't they?
Oh yeah, it was just like watching boats go zit, 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 zit between the same points. It was pretty cool.
Well, run us through your number one technique. Of course, we all saw on the highlights video last night you catching a big, like a tame bream at the ferry dock on an aqua, but that wasn't how you caught most of your fish, was it? Like, run us through your main pattern.
So basically the main pattern, which I probably cottoned off Stewie, was the Z-Man grub, just on a one of the Atomic Seekers 1/11th jig head, and just pitching it right in close in the deepest kind of gnarliest rock you could find, and just hopping it all the way out. And if there was current there and clear water, you were pretty sure to get one.
Now, throwing into those sort of areas, do you use a beefed up rod, or do you just hold on and see what happens?
I've been using the Samurai Reaction 201 pretty much since it came out in 2009, I think it was, and it's just hands down the best rod I've ever used, and it seems to work really well in that situation, so I stuck with what I knew and just used that. A couple of times I did go up to the Infinite 4 to 10 pound, little bit beefier, and I'm pretty sure that's what I got the big fish out from the dock on.
Now, tell us about the line and leader you use with that. Do you beef it up heading north?
No, this is the same... probably the same line that I've had on here for the last 7 years. It's the Unitica Aorica braid. That's a 10 pound. And I did step up the leader to an 8 pound Aga leader. And even on that, I got roasted a couple of times. It's just sometimes you're in nasty country. You can't kind of help it. But once you did get them out from it, it was, confidence just to pull them away.
They tend not to be line shy up here, do they? If you put 15 pound leader on, you'd probably still get bit in the places you throw, don't you?
I'm pretty confident you could chuck any kind of leader, because on pre-fish day, I threw a 5-inch paddle tail at a schooler bream and they hit it. And I was like, okay, anything would work.
Now, interesting format for the tournament. We didn't have a weigh-in. There's no weigh-in that we normally have. It's just straight on the app. And as you're driving in through the harbour here, you sort of know that you've won the event. How does that feel? Is it any climax, or is it interesting watching the scoreboard during the day?
Oh, after yesterday, because I had that really big weight and then it got docked back down, I was like, okay, it says that I'm leading, but I just don't want to think too much about it right now. I'll just wait until it's confirmed. Yeah.
So we got back to the thing here. Checked all the results. You're the leader. Are you going to fish the last one down at Port Stephens before the grand final, or are you just going to rest yourself before the big event?
Oh, I had said that I'd go and do it just because it's a new event for me as well, new arena. This was the 5th new arena this year for me, so I've been really kind of enjoying checking out these new places. And same with Port Stephens, never been there, so it'll be good fun to go and do.
Now, the Gold Coast isn't already, you've fished plenty for the grand final. Is that an inverse thing? Do you know too much about that place?
Oh, you know what? I haven't fished the Gold Coast in a very long time. It's probably like maybe twice in the last 2 years. So
there you go. It is like a new arena.
Yeah, it is, exactly. I'll have to work it all out again anyway.
Awesome, mate. Well, anyone you want to thank for this win? This is your second win for the year now?
The second win this year, yeah, and 5th qualifier of all time. Yeah, so it's been pretty good. Good year.
Awesome, mate. Any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah. Frogleys Offshore, without their rods and their line, I'd just be kind of lost. I've been using that stuff for years and years now. Yeah, they've been fantastic. Just really great gear, and yeah.
Awesome. One final question. The New Look Floors Queensland Open is coming up. New format this year, individual, one man in a boat. Are you going to be able to make it?
I'm not, unfortunately. I've got a wedding to go to, and she's kind of the boss lady, so I have to go.
Is it your wedding?
No.
All right, mate. Well, we'll give you a hall pass for that one, and we'll give you a hall pass for that one. But that New Look Floors Queensland Open is coming up. This is your winner of the Gladstone round of the Costa BREAM Series, sponsored by Squidgy, Tristan Taylor.